Welcome guys to another episode of United Transfer Talk, and in this 18th episode I'm going to be talking about a few more stories that has been catching my eye over the last few weeks. And firstly, I just want to say that I haven't been making a lot of videos in the last 2-3 weeks. It's because of both due to illness and also the amount of work that I've been getting from school. So it's been a hectic period, and I'm just trying to, as best as I can, cover as much news as I can as well. And hopefully the match report will come back this weekend against Tottenham, and hopefully we'll be talking about the 3 points gained rather than anything else. So fingers crossed for that. But firstly, let's talk about this video. And the first section I'm going to be talking about is going to be the incomings, or the potential incomings. And the first one is to do with Kevin Strootman. He is a kind of a box-to-box midfielder from PSV Eindhoven in Holland, and he's 22 years old. I think around 6'1", 6'2", and a lot of you guys have been mentioning his name in the past videos, saying that he's a perfect midfielder for us in terms of his play ability and also his energy, bringing in that kind of like youthfulness into our midfield. And our midfield, or central midfield, and the starting two especially, hasn't been getting a lot of criticism because of how well they're teaming up. And obviously I'm talking about Michael Carrick and Tom Cleverley. I think they're a really good partnership. Carrick is playing kind of like the deep sitting anchor man, but playing a deep kind of like quarterback role within the team. And Cleverley, when we do have the ball, then he has the license to roam around in the opposition's box. So it's a kind of like a lopsided diamond, if you like, with Cleverley at the top when Rooney is absent, like last weekend against Liverpool. So it's been working quite well with the wingers as well, but it's still an area that I think has a lot of potential to be fixed. And Strootman, a lot of you guys believe that he's the man because, like I said, of his age and his ability, already a full international with the Dutch national team. He obviously has the pedigree, or the domestic pedigree, from his homeland to bring over to the league. And again, his size and physique is good for the physical demands of the Premier League, so that in that regard I think he would be quite good. The only thing is that I think the only problem is that it would restrict Tom Cleverley and Michael Carrick in terms of their building on bonds, and Cleverley's development as a starter every game has shown dramatic improvement within the last 6 months or so that has been in the team. So in that regard, I don't think Strootman might make the most sense right now, but perhaps in a few years when Michael Carrick is reduced to a more rotation system, then perhaps Strootman might come in for that. He obviously has a very cultured left foot, and a lot of people and clubs around the world has coveted Strootman. The fee, I think, is around £15 million. He only recently joined PSV from another club in Holland, so it's a kind of like a strange transfer, and it almost acts as a stepping stone for another bigger club within Europe. But I don't see this one happening in January, and perhaps the summer is probably the earliest that we probably could get him. But I wouldn't hold my breath on this transfer. But again, it's a good kind of like player, and again, it's been a few stories lurking around linking Strootman. What do you think about Strootman, and would he make it into your starting United team right now? Leave a comment below, guys. Next, I'll be talking about Wilfried Zaha. As I'm sure you guys may know who he is right now. He is a 20-year-old winger, predominantly playing on the right for Crystal Palace in the Championship. The story linking him and us is been quite a lot during the past 2 weeks because of the sudden interest that first there was about Spurs and Arsenal for Zaha, but then for some reason we just burst on the scene, and now we're definitely in pole position. According to multiple sources who has said that because of the kind of like agreement that we might have in place with Palace, and the fact that we are willing to loan a couple of our reserve players to them, to help with their championship push has almost kind of like tilt the favour into our hands, because Palace ideally want to keep Zaha for the rest of the season, like I said, to help them to get promoted to the Premier League, and then he would be able to join his new club. But Arsenal, on the other hand, wants him now, and that probably works against their favour. Zaha, is a very exciting talent. His final product is not, the most consistent in the world, but you don't expect that from 20-year-old. Just remember how Cristiano Ronaldo and the like would have had to cope with a couple of years where their product final product hasn't been the best of quality. But I think it gets with it over experience and time. And Zaha, he played around 10 minutes or 15 minutes for England. I know that's not saying much nowadays, but he has shown his credentials in his performances, both against championship clubs and also the occasional games against the Premier League clubs as well. So Zaha is a very good build. I think he's definitely ready and mature enough to step up into the Premier League, and I think with United interested, I don't think he could turn us down, to be frank, because even though he supports Arsenal, I think that United has already made it intent clear that they want him, and due to kind of like the competition at our club right now, I think if he does come in, grab his chance, he might become a quite a regular starter. So Zaha, again, a very good prospect. The deal is worth around £10 million with added bonuses, and also, like I said earlier on, that a couple players from our reserves perhaps will go to Palace in order to help them in their promotion push. So this deal, I think, is really likely. I'm not sure whether he will definitely come this window, like I said, but I think a deal will be struck out, and that it will be announced shortly. But again, we don't expect Zaha to be seen in a United shirt before the end of the season. But again, good prospect, good ability, good feet. The only thing I think is, like I said, final product that has to be worked on, and I think that will be improved naturally by the more experience and game time he has at the club. So Zaha, I think he'll be a good buy, and for the money, I think it will be a worthy acquisition, and overall make our squad a lot more stronger. So what do you guys think of that story? Leave a comment below. The third story I'm going to be talking about is Luka Modric. As you know, last summer when he was declaring that he was going to go to leave Spurs and go to another club, the numerous links claimed that we were very close, as well as Chelsea, but in the end Real Madrid fought and won for his signature. And Modric hasn't excelled himself at the Bernabeu, and that has led to recent polls saying that he's possibly the worst signing of last summer's transfer window. And that shows, I think, a bit of the kind of like quality that Real Madrid has in their team, and that kind of like he was coveted by both us and Chelsea, but he still can't get into the Madrid 11. I don't know whether he's unsettled there, or obviously the immense quality, he hasn't been able to thrive there. So I think it's a bit of both, but we all know Modric on his day is a quality player and would probably walk into most Premier League teams if he was given the choice, And I think we all know his qualities, watching him in the Premier League week in, week out for the past 3-4 seasons before he went to Spain. He's a very small player, but again, very tough, and his technical abilities are renowned within the world. So obviously he would make a very good acquisition and signing because of the ability he has, able to dictate play, almost in that Scholes-esque kind of build. Small, like I said, but again tough and robust, so would able to stand the physical demands of the Premier League, as from his prior experience with Spurs as well. But as you know, Modric, the fee I think that Real Madrid bought him for was around £34 million, and he's only 1 year into that contract. So by getting him is it's not going to be cheap, because Real Madrid probably want to recoup as much money as possible, probably looking around the £30 million mark. So it will see a kind of like a very vast investment from the Glazer family to invest in Modric. But again, he is only 26, and his best years, I believe, are still to come. He's probably just on the edge of our transfer policy, apart from the exceptions of Robbie and Percy in the past few years or so. Modric, I think, would be a good acquisition, but again, £30 million and also the wages on top, that would probably make a hefty investment, probably around 60 or 70 million pounds overall with his wages as well. So that would be probably a very but again, you getting yourself a established player, both within the Premier League and also the international stage. And his skills and abilities are no doubt, and the only thing is the price and also the wages that will be added on. But if we were going to get him, I think it will be a worthwhile. And I don't know whether Modric would want to come back, because again, there's been reports and rumours that he is not settled in Spain and he want to away back to England. And I think we all kind of like know his qualities, like I said at the beginning. But hopefully, if this does come true, I think it will be a really good acquisition, and he's probably a natural successor to Paul Scholes in that central midfield role, with the ability to dictate play as easy as he does. So what do you guys think of Luka Modric? I think it will be an excellent signing, but I really doubt that will be happening this season anyway in regards to him, because of the fee and also the length of contract he still has at Real Madrid. So leave your comment below anyway on Luka Modric, guys. The last story I'm going to be talking about is to do with Victor Valdes. This may be come as a surprise for some of you guys that I might even talking about him, but there's been rumours again that David De Gea might be going to Barcelona because of this contract issue with Valdes. Valdes last night confirmed that he's not going to renew his contract with the Catalan Giants because he wants to experience a new culture and style of football. But like I said on an article on ManUnitedDaily.com last night, that I believe that Valdes, I think I'm not really sure whether it's kind of like a game in order to get more money out of Barcelona or not, but I believe that it's genuine that he wants to move on from Barcelona. Valdes or De Gea, that was the kind of like question I was asking you guys last night on Twitter. I myself would pick De Gea. It might surprise some of you guys, but because of given his age and his ability and kind of like his kind of like transition to the Premier League is much better, and because of his height as well, I believe he has the edge on Valdes. Valdes is, even though he's an established goalkeeper, I believe he's actually quite weak technically when he does come under scrutiny, because he is, worse than dealing at crosses. He is renowned for kind of like conceding at the near post. There are other areas of his game that he's not as, I don't think, as kind of like as established at other good goalkeepers around the world. Valdes, like I said, his experience would go in his favour, obviously, because being understudy to his CS has been a bit unlucky, really, that they've come from the same generation, and if Valdes was from any other country, I'm guessing he would probably start for that national team, but it's just been unlucky that Spain are producing a lot of good goalkeepers at the moment. So he has to be in the understudy to a great goalkeeper in Casillas, but again, Valdes is I think an adequate goalkeeper, and there was some rumours that he might be looking for a way to become in English football, because like I said, they wanted to get a new culture and a way of life, but I don't think he would be suited to Premier League right now, I don't think. But some of you may argue because of the Van der Sar case, who came to the Premier League when he was early 30s, and look how he developed into his 40s. So what do you guys think of Valdes? I don't think this deal will be happening, and I certainly hope that David De Gea doesn't go their way, because He has excellent potential, and at the age he is, I think he could be a world beater in a couple of years' time. Leave a comment below on Victor Valdes, guys. The second part of the video, I'm going to be talking about the kind of like internal transfer that has been happening at United. So the first one I'll be talking about is Robbie with Brady, who has made a permanent move to Hull City. It's obviously quite a disappointment because I thought he had quite a good kind of like potential at the club, showing on the pre-season tour that he has the ability to, be a good backup player on the wide areas, and especially because on the left hand side we don't have any natural left footers. I thought he might have done us a good job, but he obviously sees his future lay elsewhere, and I wish him the best of luck, because I think at only 20 years of age, I think he still has the potential to make a good career out of himself, and he obviously, I think, has the ability as well to succeed in his future endeavours. Next is also Josh King, who is also 20 years old, a reserve regular like Robbie Brady, has also made a permanent move to another championship club, this time Blackburn Rovers, for an undisclosed fee for both of the transfers. Josh King, physically very good, big lad who can play on the right hand side as well as through the middle. I've been impressed by the things I've been seeing at Blackburn, so obviously a bit disappointing that he's moved on, but like I said, with Robbie Brady, they obviously see their future lays elsewhere. So again, for both of them, I wish them the best in the future, but two very good young players that we should keep an eye out for, because I think they could probably still make a name on themselves if they move to a lower or quote smaller team within the Premier League. So those two players are probably their future lays away from Old Trafford, but again, like I said, the connection will always be there, and hopefully they'll have the best thing for their career. So there you guys have it for another video of United Transfer Talk. I hope you like this video, guys. Again, I'm sorry for the lack of content so far this month. It's just because of the work that I've been receiving, and also the illness I've been suffering for the last 2-3 weeks has been restricting me to what I've been able to do, etc. But hopefully I'll be back with a match report for you on Sunday, where United take on Spurs. It will be a difficult match, but hopefully we'll get the result we want. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.